From foreclosure auction to rental, we're going to go through this two-family house we got right here that we won a while back at foreclosure auction. It's getting renovated to be a nice rental property, and I'm going to go through the steps of growing your net worth or your wealth, utilizing foreclosure auction as a great way to get stuff at dirt cheap prices. As always, guys, we are Two Guys Take on Real Estate. This is our Auction Masters channel. If you haven't yet and you want to learn more about how you can grow your wealth with foreclosure auctions, well, stay tuned and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. We try to answer all the questions we can, and if I don't get to it right away, I will get to it, I promise. So this one right here, it was a while back that we won at foreclosure auction. It was occupied. Now there was an illegal third floor unit. That's something you have to be really careful of when you're buying at foreclosure auction. What are you getting into? You're buying an as-is, whereas unknown property. So I always be cautious people about being very cautious with buying foreclosed properties. The fact that if you don't get inside, you well, usually don't get inside, and you also, if there's tenants in there, that you're responsible for handling that eviction or whatever it might be. At least in Massachusetts, if you're renting out an illegal unit and you get found to, that a judge kind of looks into it, and they're found that this tenant paid, let's just say, $10,000 for 1 year's worth of rent, you can be worth, basically it could be what's called a 93A issue, and that's basically 3 times damages plus lawyer fees. So that little thing could easily turn into a 30,000 plus, lawsuit. And so be very, very cautious. And I know there's some landlords like to take that risk and, roll the dice with those kind of illegal units, thinking that they're getting the extra rent, and that makes all sense. I personally say hell no. To each his own, I guess. But yeah, so we won this one at foreclosure auction. Took a little bit of time to get the occupants out. Then came the renovation. So after acquiring the property, getting the people out, and then of course you got to go assess the situation and what is your exit strategy. Are we going to flip it? Are we going to wholesale it, wholetail it, or keep it? And in this case, it's a good rental. We own some other property in the area, so we are getting it ready to rent out and kind of move on. So I wanted to take you through some of the process of what we're doing. New roof. There were no lead certificates. That's one of the big things in Mass. But there's some great tax incentives with lead certs. So we are getting them inspected so that we can get compliance in there. And not to mention, just from, once again, back to the word liability, that we're safe from any tenant moving in and children getting hurt and stuff like that. Pretty decent size. So you got the first floor, and then the second and third floor are now combined to make 2 units. I don't know if anyone's working here right now, but let's go check it out. That goes to the second and third floor units. So we'll be refinishing these hardwood floors. I like to keep the natural wood, and we're just, staining it, repainted, updated the electrical. So kitchen cabinets are getting installed. Just, basic white cabinets. We got bedroom right here. Looks like some plumbing getting going. And new tub, new vanity, new LVP floor. So you got a bedroom here. Like I said, a bedroom there. And then, so you got a nice 2-bedroom on the first floor. A big pantry. And you got a living room, dining room situation. Some people might actually close that off and make that a 3rd bedroom, add a closet in the corner. We're not going to do that in this case, but that is always an option. So I would say the first floor, typically we're seeing about $1,400 to $1,500 in rent for that one. Up here, so this brings you up to the 2nd floor. So we'll have a bedroom right here. They already had a closet in there. This is going to be your living room. Put all the LVP here. We're getting the kind of quartz countertop coming in. Another big pantry here. So you got bedroom number 2 over here. So this bathroom's getting all redone. Bedroom 3. And then you would go up to the 3rd floor. This was the illegal unit, by the way. So LVP all throughout here now. You got a bedroom here, technically a bedroom here. All right, big closet space, I guess. This right here, they did have as this was the kitchen, now it's a bedroom. So 6 bedrooms. So typically we're seeing something like this size, renting the second and third floor together, probably getting about $2,000 in rent, maybe a little bit more. I'm trying to be conservative. So between the first and second floor, we're probably bringing in gross revenue about, let's just say $3,400 to $3,500 a month. And that would, after putting all the renovations in, what we would do is do the whole BRRRR method. So we'd, since we acquired it a discount, we were adding value by renovating everything, getting all the occupants out, and then basically going to a local bank, doing a cash out refinance with a DSCR loan. And something like this will appraise probably around $420,000. And then we would probably get, I'm not sure if we go for the full 80% LTV. So that's loan to value. So banks will give you typically that, because of our track record, or they might just give you a little more conservative, like a 75, which we'll probably do on that. So we basically, from what we acquired it at auction, which is, I believe, 200-something thousand. I got to look, I think it was 235. That plus we're probably putting into it about $60,000 in renovation. But with that appraised, we should be leaving very little cash tied up. Once again, there was holding costs and there was closing costs. So there will be either we have to pay for the appraisal, all those things as part of the refinance, but we will have a cash flowing asset at the end of the day that will be a nice long-term hold. Everything's going to be renovated, so the maintenance is going to be lower, and that's when you can basically take a foreclosure auction that a distressed property, turn it around, and it's a great way to build a long-term portfolio and wealth with the rentals. I'd say right now, if you look at how many houses we had that we've kept that were actually acquired by a foreclosure auction, I'll say probably about maybe 30 or 40 units that we still have to this day. Some even single family houses that we've turned out to be great rentals. And then quite a few multi-families, 3 families. We also have the shopping plaza that we still own to this day. So actually, if you count that in, that's actually right there over 15 units. So actually, we're probably closer to 45, 50 units total that we acquired from just foreclosure auctions. So it's been a great way for us to build our portfolio at a great discount because we are discount buyers, and we're always looking for a great deal. We're not worried about getting our hands dirty, because that's the thing with foreclosure auctions. They are going to be things that are not exactly turnkey. They're going to be typically something that needs work, like some love and care like we see here, or maybe it's a tenant issue. Maybe it's, dealing with a former owner. There's so many things that do come up at foreclosure auctions. So going into it with eyes wide open, I think, is really key, and understanding that when you're going to foreclosure auction, you're getting a deal because there's some hair on the deal. And that means it's something you're going to have to fix. And so if you're skilled at fixing that, you can often get a fantastic deal. And that's why we love foreclosure auctions. That's why we teach about it here. Because, boy, we've made a ton of mistakes, and we teach you from those. And if you want to also learn more about that, if you haven't yet, check out our book, Foreclosures Unlocked. A little, shameless plug on Amazon. Appreciate also if you leave us a review on Amazon. But we go over tons of stories of all the different, properties we've won at foreclosure auction. A lot of the mistakes we've learned, mostly, mistakes. And honestly, we need to do version 2.0 because we got so many more to add. But we'll probably try to do most of those through videos like this so that you can kind of check that out and come with us. And we hope you guys pick up your first foreclosure auction. And I would just say, from auction to rental is a great strategy. So if that's something you're looking to do, make sure you join our channel and stick here for more content about that kind of stuff. Thanks so much. Wish you guys all the best day, and I'll see you on the next video.